Wow.
But I'm the only one, right, so pretty tight.
All right, Jesus.
Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for showing up today. I am recording the audio so that Trib can do the minutes properly afterwards. Last month, we were not able to form quorum, so Trib did take minutes, and I sent that out today along with the September minutes. For those of you who have not seen it, we can discuss it. I've got it up on the board, or we can just accept them as distributed. Do you want them read out?
I would take a motion.
Okay, then may I have a motion to accept them as distributed? Cal, seconded by Adrian.
You've heard the motion to accept the minutes as distributed. All in favor? Opposed, if any? That motion's carried. Move on to the next business. You have a list of regrets.
I have a list of regrets. Gary McLean, Tribhuwan Prasad, James Zimmerman, Raymond St. Pedri, David Manette, Walter Lieber, Glenn Howie, Michael Kuberovic, and Martin Tees. We did not hear anything from Brian Kiernan, one way or another, and Ed said that he spoke to him, didn't mention it one way or another.
He mentioned it to me yesterday.
He spoke to me this morning as well, that he couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did.
Yeah.
He said to me, I won't see you there tomorrow night. I'm talking to him about another matter.
Okay.
Good. Next order of business would be for the secretary.
Brethren, my computer went in for repairs as of today, so I have to do everything from memory. So here's my handwritten list. So I did the best I could. Buchanan Lodge on the 4th of December. They've invited everybody to attend their official visit on the 4th of December. And there is a dinner, and it's free for visitors. Once I get my computer up and running the next 3 or 4 days, once I get it back, I will send you out the official notice that you can reply to if you wish to attend the dinner. I got a notice from the CMT with regards to movie shoot, which was held last night, so parking was an issue last night. The Ontario Mason magazine is available. We also got an invitation to Barton Lodge on the 10th of December. I was able to send that out. There is a cutoff for their dinner, and again, that's a free dinner for their official visit on the 10th of December. Brother McManus, who was voted and balloted on and accepted as a restoration at the last meeting, called and emailed me and wants to now take me out for lunch for doing that for him, since he hadn't been in Lodge since 1999. So him and I are meeting at he wanted a place to go, and I says, how about the King George? And he lives in Port Dover, doesn't know the King George. Well. So he's taking me for dinner or lunch at the King George next week. From the district deputy, there's notification about the blood donors, and I think you're going to be talking about that tonight, Adrian? Okay, we'll leave it in your hand. We received our district assessment from the district deputy. It was reformulated, and our total, and I just got it in, is for District South is $502.16. That's from memory, by the way.
Do we know how much that's gone up from last year?
Of about $100 from last year. I received a demit from worshipful brother Glenn Howie. We're trying to talk to him and I, the worship master and I, to see if he'll stick around, but I think traveling has a lot to do with it, back and forth into Hamilton. And the last piece of correspondence, which I would like to share with everybody, is our report on our Grand Lodge visit from the district deputy. So I'm going to start with the easy part, and we got a number 3, which is healthy. The highlights that are conditional, there was none at risk. There was 5 points of conditional. The first one was officer progression. The second one was average number of visitors at the official visit and installation for last year. Oh, you've got it on the board. There you see it. It lists that we had an average of 12 people at the official visit and the installation last year, which is not true. I don't know where they got that number from, but the worshipful master and I sat tonight. I went through the minutes, and between the official visit last October of last year and installation last year, the average was 22, not 12. But they put us down for, and they got the right number in the L form too. So another conditional mark that we were given was for Masonic education. Now, out of 10 meetings a year, I went through the minutes again, and we had 3 nights out of 10 last year that we had Masonic education. And then when you factor in that 1 night was installation, 1 night was the official visit, I don't know how many more nights of education they would like. They don't tell us.
They want you to do it every time.
But we can't. We can't do it on installation. We can't do it on, I think having 3 nights.
Well, even if you do 2 minutes, they'll count that.
So I've got something I'm going to propose for next year.
Now, even for Cornerstone, for 2 years, you have to do it like 5 times. So that
Right.
doesn't
And
really make a lot of sense.
our average attendance for regular meetings for visitors was 9, and they gave us a conditional on that as well. And that doesn't make any sense. 9, and it's in the minutes for all the people that we had, and it's in the Tyler's Register. I just go off what Big Brian writes. He sends me a photograph of the Tyler's Register, and that goes right into the minutes.
We got healthy on visitors, and
On regular, we got healthy.
Yeah, but it's, oh, that's right, it does say healthy. Okay, but for the installation and the, oh, that's right, it does say that, yes. Great, so for the visitors and for the OV and the installation, they put us down at 12, and there was 22 on average between both those events.
But last year when I was DD and I was filling out the forms, some of that didn't match up to what I said. So like for Masonic education, I said they regularly do Masonic education, and we got conditional last year. So I don't know how they were basing that interpretation. If I say they're doing it regularly, then I don't know how else to change that.
Yeah.
Right?
We also had
some
the-
things didn't make sense last year, the way Grand Lodge sent it back to us.
Right.
Now, we also had a challenge because Marius was asking us for the exact same information that was on the L forms.
We had to
And he said,
regurgitate everything.
He said, well, I just want to make sure that you're saying the same thing that you put on the L forms. I said, if we're going to lie on one, we're going to lie on the other.
Yeah.
So
And I
it
said-
doesn't
I
make
said-
sense.
We were sitting there, and I says, I said to him, why would we lie, say one thing on one thing and one thing on another to you, Marius? I says, we're not lying about this. Oh, no, I'm not saying you're lying. I says, well, you're saying that, you want to see this stuff that was already reported in the L forms. So now they're having us doing double the work, and everything has to be signed off, initials and everything. It's all bullshit. Even the building compliance got sent back twice because of signatures. The building compliance was within date, but now they want it in the district deputy's year in date. So even though it was done within the year of our official visit, they sent it back twice. Now, we didn't get reprimanded or lose any marks. As you can see, we got healthy for it. But it's becoming more and more administrative than I've ever seen before. And anyway, that's just my take on it.
The results of this report could be because you've got 2 new people doing the job, plus could have new people on this committee.
Well,
Additional masonry
I'll
committee.
share with you guys if it can be off the record. Can it be off the record? That's my correspondence, brethren. I was very happy to see that we got a healthy on our report, which is good. If you all want to take a look, the district deputy's comments are right there in the box in the bottom. So we've got some work to do for 2026, which we'll get into as after we have an election, I guess. I can't say what's going to happen next month or this month, but we'll see what happens. Regrets, disassessment. I've got some notes for later on, but that's it for me.
Okay. This
What
time I'll
was the
take,
deal- What was the deal with the protocol and etiquette at the bank?
He didn't say. Can you go back to that?
Yeah, he didn't identify what the issue was, but we should do something. So I don't know if it was seating or.
Bringing the head table in, I don't know. I didn't see anything wrong with protocol and etiquette at the dinner.
Well, one of the reasons might have been that you had one of the people who was giving ground owners sitting at a side table.
But I think if they're going to provide
Well, you should have.
dialogue like that, they should say why they're making the comment, so that it's something that we can fix for the next
Send them an
official.
email. Ask them.
Yeah.
Now you got to report back.
Yeah, there's the comment.
got it?
Well, let's just let everybody have a chance to read it, Brock.
Okay.
He can't do a resubmit.
That's
He's
what
already,
he's.
already put in his report. That's it. He can't do another
It's
report.
not going to. And I mean,
it's not going to change.
No.
and I mean, it's not going
Yeah.
to exactly. We've got a healthy, and we should be happy with
I don't
that.
think he's gonna have time to come back.
No. And it means 26. You'd have to come in 2026. You can't
Yeah.
come this year.
Well, he's got the bulk of his official visits in the new year, so.
Yeah. Everybody had a chance to read it?
Yep.
Okay. I'm done now.
Okay, thank you. This time I'll call for the treasurer's report.
So we got a lot today, as we get ready for the budget for next year.
Do you want me to speak about the paperwork I distributed? Sure. Okay. So what I did is I went through the transaction logs that we got from the bank, because that's the authoritative information. And then I went against the treasurer's reports to validate what the stuff was. And I've created an Excel sheet because I had tried a couple of different things during the year, but now that George is on board and he's comfortable with Excel, we're going to do that instead of some complicated stuff. So on here, I've made up some lookup tables. So we've got the brethren, we've got the different entries that are on the bank statement. We have the different income and expense items. I have a list of the people who are on a reduced membership roll so that we can automatically fill in their amounts properly. We're not going, well, was it this person that's, how much is coming in? So I have to get that information. And then I have the check log in here so we can see what went where. If somebody says, what happened with check 273? Okay, it goes in here, and on the transaction logs, I have it cross-referenced so that it automatically puts in the information in that spreadsheet. So,
Is this the same one that you sent
yes.
JJ and I?
Yes. And the one that I sent the link to, I sent it out with view permission only, so you did not have access to these monthly reports. I think it showed up blank for you guys. So I printed them off if anybody wants to make reference to them. So in the handouts, you should have, go ahead.
No, I'm just
Okay.
looking how we're going to reference this.
These ones help us build our proposed budget. So this shows how much money, what money was collected in what months, and then it totals it up for the end of the year. So we can see that the event ladies' night had $1,985.61, and then down here we can see ladies' night brought in $1,450. And then we can,
Are these all village function affairs?
yes,
What about the fishing club?
that's also on here.
Not a village function.
It's not, but the money was because it was collected by the secretary and the treasurer and paid out. So there is a check that comes out of our account for that.
All right.
Yeah, the people who pay the money, who send it through the trib, the majority of the people paid that morning, but some people did send it through the trib.
You're still losing me because it's a non-sanctioned affair by the lodge.
I
The
agree.
reason on this, because it's nothing to do with the lodge.
All I did
Why
was,
are we putting this on a budget when it has absolutely nothing to do?
This isn't the budget.
this isn't the budget. This
You're
is,
looking forward to make a budget.
Looking at-
on these figures.
Using that information, but we're not gonna take it verbatim, right? We're gonna take that information and then create the budget off of that,
Why is there even a non-sanctioned event on here?
because the money was sent to Trib by accident.
that money went through the treasurer's hands. It shows up on the bank statement, and if anybody asks why this
Went
money
into the
came in,
bank.
and why this money came out, we can show it.
But, okay, I guess the question, it's not gonna be on next year's budget.
No,
no. it's
This
gonna
is
be-
not the budget.
No, this is the 2024 subtotals, and then I've got the 2025 subtotals, and a lot of those things will not appear. And again, this was my first draft at consolidating the information, and what George wants to do with it now moving forward, it's up to him.
So
I just wanted to show what had happened.
You have 820 expense, but you have 1,030 receipts. How does that look?
I haven't analyzed it, so we can take a look at it with George.
I'm just going by what you have here. There's 800, 290, 40 receipts.
Okay.
Income. How does that jive with an expense of 820?
I don't know. This is just the transaction logs for what happened at the bank. So this is money that was brought in, and then there was probably receipts submitted and a check was made out.
Check me out.
Um,
You know the check number? Should I get all that information?
It's just I need to know.
Yep.
Because I'm going to sign off on this at the end of the year.
mhm.
Actually, we've got.
Fishing excursion was check 248. It was paid to Adrian Hay for $820.
And what about the receipts? Where did all that come from?
That would be through Adrian. I didn't handle any of that.
No, the receipts are in here as well.
Are
You
they?
have receipts, well, because you've recorded income here,
Yeah.
Yes.
so you have to go into your receipts portion. Sorry. Steve,
So if I'm comparing, expense and, revenue for the fishing event, it looks like we made money. The lodge made money from an event that they're not even sanctioning.
This is not a financial report on the event. All this shows is what money came into the bank and was recorded, and what money went out and was recorded. If somebody had paid cash, it's not in here. That would be whoever was managing that account would be, I guess, Adrian, to report on that. But this is not a report on this event.
this is a report on the bank, on our bank account.
Yes.
The bank statement is
Yes.
basically all we're looking at.
Yeah, this is where the money funneled through our bank account, coming in and going out.
It's a really fancy bank statement, and it looks wonderful. I like the colors.
Yes, sir.
You've got a great head start. And, you know, you can continue to build. One thing that would make it easy to me is have a title at the very top of the chart. I have no idea. So you just said this is a bank statement. So, right, but I heard agreement. So maybe it'd be a good idea to write that.
Okay, this is not a report that I am submitting. This is an Excel document that I created, and I finally put in all the numbers yesterday, and George finished it off. So this is not something I'm providing to the lodge as a report. This is just to show you what we are doing with regards to handling the finances and moving forward is what George wants to do from now on. So if you have any questions about, what happened to this check or how did the ladies function do, you know what? This shows what our bank account said for that ladies event. Cash never came through us, so we don't know. Yes, sir.
So there's an alleged surplus on a non-sanctioned fishing excursion, which I didn't go to, but I would have. How are you gonna account for the surplus so that it is a null event?
That would be up to the financial report that the organizer did.
How did we end up with a
It wasn't
surplus?
sanctioned,
Excuse me? What did you just say there?
Whoever ran the event would have to do a financial report on it, right?
It's a non-sanctioned event. Why would you need a report?
You want to know what happened to the money in here. You want to see why we received $800 and why we spent $1,000.
No, we received over 1,000. We
Okay.
spent 800.
Okay. Whatever.
How did we? I'm sorry. I'm kind of lost myself.
Well, the
How,
820 is
no,
in
hang
red,
on.
which
How did
means-
we get more money in for an event that cost X number of dollars?
Right? That's-
Because not all of the money came through the lodge finances.
Then why is it on here?
Because it came into
Because
the
it
account.
was on the bank account. If you want to see
People
why money
sent
came
it
in and out,
I think that.
that's all this shows.
I think the message is they made a Legos. They're proud of the Legos, and they want us to see the Lego and suggest adjustments to it, perhaps.
Sure.
That's basically what I'm thinking. Like, I see what you're doing. You're giving us data, right? And it's data that matters to us, but we're not really using right now.
No.
Right? But what we've discovered is there's an unsanctioned event on our bank account, and
Now that should not have happened. We should not have been receiving money through the lodge.
Now, my question is, how did it become unsanctioned when we created a flyer and we got dispensation from Grand Lodge? Why is it not a sanctioned event?
We didn't get this, no, I don't think so.
No, it's just like a general,
It was just
time you go and fish in? All right.
so that it shouldn't even.
Imitated, recognized.
Okay, so, opportunity for improvement here, and maybe you've already done it. When you're using Excel, you can put notes on every single cell entry. And so every cell entry can be explained electronically. You can pull it up. And I would advise that, at the very minimum, you add that kind of notation into it.
that won't show on the printer.
But of course it won't, no.
It does on pages 9,000 to 12,000,
It's evil.
because it will give every note a line.
Yeah, well, we don't want to go there.
The other challenge we have is the bank statement shows a deposit for, let's say, $820. It doesn't say what it was. It could be 3 dues, regular dues. It could be past dues. It could be an initiation fee. So what I did is I went through and I found out what that was and expanded it. This is not official. This is just me trying to get information accurately on what happened with our bank account.
So basically, you're saying it's not complete.
It is complete to identify everything that happened with money going in and money coming out of the bank account. So if Adrian received $200 cash from somebody, that's not in here. Or if he had other expenses that he absorbed, that's not in here. This doesn't identify the event, it just identifies what happened with the money.
So this 3-page report is for 2025?
It's a 2-page report for 2024, just because it wouldn't all fit on one page. And that shows the summary of where money came in which month, for which income or expense. so we can see trends, like where do we receive most of our income? Where do we receive our money for ladies' night event or burns, or whatever else? Now, it also put
Brother
on,
Steve, I'm recognized. Steve.
Sticking with the fishing, example. So did we actually pay out $820?
Yes.
there was a check written for $820 to Adrian, yes.
So there's two, by looking at the numbers, there's $210 profit, and that's sitting in the account.
From the money that came in and out of the bank.
Yep.
I don't know what happened to money that did not go through the bank.
But this is not an official reconciled
So
statement.
it's a donation. It's found money.
No. More than likely, it would have been balanced. If somebody wants a report on what happened, they can ask whoever ran that event for a report. And then they can say, okay, we received $1,000 through e-transfers into the lodge account. We received how much other money outside. Maybe money changed hands at the boat. I don't know. The expenses would have been put in. I don't have those details. Yep.
Okay, so,
Did you apply for this?
my expectation is, what's the difference, Mike, that you came up with?
210.
Let's say it's 210. There should be a line item indicating that we paid it to the organizer, so then it's balanced. Did the organizer receive that money?
But there's no check going out to the organizer.
The receipts that were submitted were paid for. So if Adrian submitted $820 in expenses,
Yeah.
then he was given $820.
Do you have a copy of what each fisherman sent in?
Yes. But, so it's looking like it was $180 ahead. This is 2024, by the way. Just, so I've got four transactions for 150, and then some more, and then a couple more transactions to make up the difference. Specifically, Bruce, Henning, Martin, Gary, Brian, Adrian, and Henning again.
What does that total?
So because I don't have the proper Excel right now, 150, that's 300, 600, plus 360 is 960, plus 40 is 960, plus 40 is 1,030, which is this number that we have for income here.
So Adrian's been gouging people on the fishing.
He was 175 ahead. With it.
Why don't you just officially
Okay, so-
donate the money to the lodge and then it just goes away?
So at least we know where it all came from.
Yeah.
That's what we know. We now know where it came from.
It's in there, right?
Yeah,
It's in there.
so it's all accounted for.
It's a year ago.
Now we're not cutting checks, we're just saying, here's some.
Not to go on about this fishing thing, but why wouldn't we get dispensation?
It wasn't a lodge sanction, it was just a group of guys going out together fishing.
How do you sanction, how does something get sanctioned?
I wasn't
You'd ask for
involved in it.
dispensation for it, right? We didn't ask for dispensation, it's just a bunch of guys on the lodge saying, hey, let's go do a fishing trip, and then money got sent to Trill or whoever, and then it went into the bank account. It should never have been in.
There was a
It was,
mistake.
it was advertised through the lodge.
I don't know, was it?
Yeah, there was a thing sent out through the
flyer.
lodge.
It was,
Why
it was
you need
advertised
that?
through the lodge, but
It's,
I wasn't in charge.
like $5 for dispensation, we covered it. So now we got $205 left. Like, when you're having a group of guys going out doing something, they're all from the lodge, right? They just didn't.
I don't know, did they
Hey,
ask
look,
for
it's charter boat, let's.
I can't recall, it was a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
No, but you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, I mean, it
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
I don't know why we mess around with worrying about dispensation, just get it.
Anything that has a name on it or is advertised has to be received dispensation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, everybody should know that, and that's why I'm questioning this, because it did not receive dispensation.
Yeah, quite honest, I can't recall. And I was sick last year, so there's a lot of shit that
Yeah.
I know.
But it's just, it reminds me very much of similar event
Yeah.
that took place. But anyway, I'm not going there.
Brethren, I think we've covered enough ground on this. We've learned enough, so let's move on.
So, just for clarity, and maybe JJ, you already know this, but JJ and I, my understanding, we're not working on a budget.
No, we're just going through the books and
We
making sure
have to
it's
go
balanced.
through, yeah, so there could be more questions from JJ and I, right? And sorry, George, I know you're new taking it over, but, because we're gonna go through this, like, just to look at this as the way it is, I'm like, holy.
Yeah, no,
So we're probably gonna have some questions for you. We'll just contact you, but I mean, yeah, we've gotta go through it. Is there any paper? Like anything for us to, we're just looking
We
at
have the-
numbers on an Excel, like, I remember sitting with Brian at his house.
Yes, we did the same thing that you're gonna go through.
We have the transaction logs from the bank, and we have the treasurer's reports that were done by Chris.
Okay,
So I've reconciled that all of those things do match up.
and I don't doubt that, but we have to see that.
Mhm.
We have to sit, believe you me, we're not gonna sit and look at everything, but we have to take bits and pieces and
That's
say,
what
hey,
I did.
this is right.
Is I went through and I put together all of these. Let's get rid
So
of this.
where is that stuff?
I have electronic copies.
Can you send JJ into it? Can it be done?
Yep.
Were you able to open that
We
thing
can
up
be-
on the computer?
with this thing,
Is that the same one? I know he sent us like
Okay,
images.
it would be this one, but on yours, I think you don't see these numbers for some reason. Okay, so if I change the permissions,
Sharing issue.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a look here. Anyways, you can
Anyway.
move on.
All right, let's move on. Okay, Worship Master, your report.
So one of the challenges that we have is people not coming to the general purposes meeting. We get a lot of regrets. We've been getting more and more regrets. So Ed and I were talking. Ed thinks that maybe we should cut the number of general purposes meetings.
I was gonna bring that up under new business.
Okay. Conditionation, we did that.
See that.
So I'm done.
All right. Media Past Master.
IPM is Gary, and he has
Gary's
regrets.
not- Gary's not here, okay. Senior Warden, I have nothing to report.
Okay.
Junior Warden,
Trib regrets.
he's regret. Senior Deacon,
Adrian.
Adrian.
Sorry I missed the official visit. I'm just going to go into more about the bullet clinic when it's my time. Nothing very much yet.
Okay. Junior Deacon,
Nothing under old business, but I would like to discuss some things under new business.
very well. Inner Guard,
James Zimmerman regrets.
regrets. Chaplain,
Raymond regrets.
regrets. Senior Steward,
David Manette regrets.
Junior Steward,
Walter Liebert regrets.
Director of Ceremonies,
Glenn Howie regrets.
Tyler.
He's here
Brian
for
Kieran.
once.
Tyler's here, yes.
Hey.
Tyler.
I just want you to know I have a lot of fun mentoring the entered apprentices and fellowcrafts outside, whether it be from our lodge or whatever, when they get kicked up for a higher degree. And it's, you can see by the end of the night, there's improvements or a building of confidence, and both are good, so that's my report.
Do card tricks.
And our historian,
That's you.
NTR.
okay, we'll go to Past Masters. John Johnson.
Last meeting was memorable on one occasion, and that was whenever we got Billy presented with his granddaughter, Katie. After that, the Eagles went to shit,
You're stealing my thunder.
and there's two people to blame for that. And that's the worship master and the DDGM. Because I believe they were the ones that came up with the idea, and I felt so bad for your father as to what he had to go through that night. It was obvious from his obligation, as Brock stood up, he beat me to the punch, that he was not ready. And then he just said to Brock, "Thank you for your remarks, but we're going ahead." Then he came in, and again, thank God, it was called. I have received so many calls about that evening and what is happening to Humor and Lodge. I've been in Mason over 49 years, and I've never sat through the disgrace that happened in our lodge that night. And we had 78 people witnessing that. And it was not only that, but John, you couldn't even open your clothes without being prompted. I know many times by Ed. It was, oh, I get it. Nothing else. I'm just sickened by the whole night. Ask my wife.
Thank you.
Worship Master, did you ask any of the past masters what to do about the night when our candidate couldn't make it? Like, did you ask anybody, hey, here's, what do you think I should do?
Yes.
And
So we had two candidates, Jordan Angelillo and who was the second one?
It was James Luckett, and neither one of them available.
Yeah, so they both bailed near the end. And I had told my dad in
Okay,
conversation.
but did you ask anybody about would it be a good idea for your dad? They thought it was okay.
This is not your turn.
Oh, well, I'm just.
I gave you a question and you got an answer,
Okay.
and I think it's a teaching moment.
Okay.
Well, let's
all right.
move on. Let's move
Bring
on
back
to.
up during mine.
That's fine. Where's my brother Stephen Teedy?
Under the guise of past master?
Under the guide past master.
Okay, thank you. So, I have to learn and improve myself. I'm distributing a financial report for the most recent Irish whiskey night that the lodge
Sanctioned?
unofficially sanctioned. So this is where I also need to improve and ask our leadership to ensure that it gets approval dispensation.
Wow.
Okay? So going forward, that'll be my lesson learned. But on the bright side, you know, I think this event reflects well on UMurray Lodge because, as you can see at the bottom, after expenses and revenue, we're donating $2,629.66 to the Scottish Rite Charitable Foundation.
Beautiful. Wow. Well done.
Nothing wrong with this report? There's no blood
There's no water. I didn't hear you.
It was quality Irish.
Oh,
Some of it.
oh, Bush and Coke. It's
Let me
beautiful.
just think of
Bush and Coke.
White
It's awesome.
Steve's asses.
I could ask why you didn't support this event.
Because I don't drink whiskey.
It sounds like you're a bit of an expert,
I used to be.
but taken
What? No.
with good humor, I appreciate it, and I appreciate the support. Are there any questions? 'Cause I'd like to move on.
Brother Martin?
Yeah, very quickly, is this
Right, Virtual.
included in the financial?
I can answer that. Absolutely not.
Okay.
It's all arm's length.
Okay. Well, it's not that- it's not that.
Distanced from the lodge. Any other questions?
No, congratulations.
Yeah, well,
Well, yeah, we're all happy. So this, I believe, I'm having our post meeting tomorrow with my committee, but you can all almost expect this will be repeatable.
Oh, good.
I'll donate a bottle of milk.
He's donating to me, I'll get to it.
Yeah, take care of it.
I'd like to move on to my next discussion point. So, as you know, I'm the installing master for Ed Patterson and
For installation.
What's that?
We haven't had an election yet.
Yeah, but thank you for the correction. But the expectation is that that's the direction it'll go. So I just want to report that all positions are filled except one, and I'm stymied here, and I'd like to reach out to the committee here. I need a piper, and I don't know who to ask.
The Haggis not available?
Scott.
Scott Allison?
Earlier discussion uncertain, so I don't know what to say.
Ed Brown?
Does Howie want to take it over?
Glenn Howie, having taken his demit, will have absolutely no part.
There's a bunch of people downstairs, maybe you could have.
They can't.
Yeah, well, they're not Masons.
What about Jim R.J. Stewart?
Yeah, Jimmy Stewart.
So,
I
But everybody right now is.
No, you're just asking, I'm just throwing out. a-
yeah, and I appreciate the feedback.
He's always happy to do it, but
Yeah.
he's also getting on. The wind's not there.
So Hugh Murray is a proud lodge, and we want to try to get back to a level of proficiency in all due respects. And so we don't want to fail in the piping aspect.
Oh. Actually, he could be downstairs. He's a mason. From Harmony Lodge.
Okay, can we tackle that
Yep.
outside of this meeting? And I
Yep.
appreciate the feedback, thank you. So we touched on education, and I'm listed in our summons as the education guy. So my message to the master of the lodge, if you would require more education, just reach out to me in advance so that I have time to prepare something.
We need 10 for 2026.
I sometimes even have an emergency document in my briefcase if it was needed at last minute. But can I also talk about the chili cook-off? I know you're going to be probably announcing it. I'd like to be put in for 5 people. I'd also like it to be known that I will be trusted to bring the enhancer for the hot chocolate. I'll
Okay.
leave it at that.
All right.
Michelle's Black Label, apparently.
And I just want to ask, because I'm a little worried with the weather forecast, it's showing a good chance of rain on Sunday.
Yeah, no TVs outside.
So is there a contingency plan?
Rain or shine?
Rain or shine?
We've been in the rain before.
Yeah.
Okay.
We blew up the TV on the rain once.
Yeah. Kaboom.
Somebody moved the tarp
Yeah.
to get a better view, and all the rainwater poured in the TV, and up it went.
Scotty's TV.
Scotty's TV.
Hey?
Yeah.
Scotty's TV.
It was Archie's.
Thank you, Mr.
It was
Chairman.
Archie McQuilkie's. Yeah.
Next,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
no, you're welcome. That would be Very Worshipful Brother Brian Kearney.
Really go with nothing to report.
All right. Next would be Worshipful Brother Edward Patterson.
Yes, so I do have a couple of notes. First, I'm going to start with the officers' dinner. I sent out a note to the fellows the past week. I made a decision based on discussions with Trib One, and I started the officers' dinner in 2008 when I was master, and we've had a good run at the Hamilton Club. but he informed me that the price of the dinner is now $90 plus an 18% gratuity on top of that, taking us well over $100 for the dinner. Now, although the Hamilton Club is a nice place to go and have dinner, I just felt that it was just getting a little too much for sirloin steak, and that's what we're getting. It's not top of the line steak dinner we're getting. And we're talking $110, $115 plus your drinks on top of that. You're talking about $150 to $160 a night. So I made the decision to try something with the Scottish Rite, and they're going to provide our officer dinner. The format will still be the same, just like nothing had changed. The only thing that's going to change is the location and the price. And we're also getting 6 bottles of wine for the table with that price at $45 a head. So it's a turkey dinner, and I know at that time of year you're probably all going to be getting tons of turkey. But I mean, if you guys want to spend $160 on a dinner, that's fine. But I mean, at this time of year, that's a lot of money for some guys who have families. Some guys can afford it, some guys can't. So I only did it for those 2 reasons. One was the $160 cost on average if you're getting a few beverages, and on top of that, when you're at the Scottish Rite, you've got free parking. But down there, we're looking for parking because it's all street parking, metered parking. So there's that on top of that. So I made a decision to try it for this year at the Scottish Rite, and of course, like I said, I was able to strike a deal with Trib and the Scottish Rite that we're going to have bottles of wine on the table like we used to have. So I hope that I've already had a couple of people pay the $45, and so I'm just looking forward to having a great night. It's on the 28th of November. It's a Friday. I moved it back from the first Friday in December to the last Friday in November to accommodate 4 or 5 fellas that couldn't attend in the past because they were always at the Knights Templars on that Friday. So I've moved it back 1 week so that those officers can attend. So let me know in the next couple of weeks. I'll be sending out the flyer. Trib, once I get my computer back, Trib has made up a nice flyer as a reminder, and get directly in touch with me that you want to attend. And Buddy Holly glasses is per usual, and the fun night that we used to have and always will have. So that's it for the officers' dinner.
Okay, just
Yeah.
so that same night is the 33rd dinner.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm glad you told me that.
I spoke with Ken Laliberty,
So
but they're going to accommodate us for that night. And that's another reason that the dinner is a little more cheaper, is because we're getting the same dinner
Yep.
that they are getting as well. So so it cut down the cost even more.
Do we eat before then?
Pardon me?
Do we eat before then?
No.
No?
Yeah, and just so you know, there's I can tell you right now, there's 70 people coming to the 33rd dinner. So it'll be down in the banquet room, I imagine.
Mhm.
But just so parking will still be okay because they're gonna have 35 cars, say. So there's still room.
I had a word with the WM tonight, and I'm only throwing this out there. I'm not expecting a decision. I'm not expecting any discussion right now. I'm just throwing it out there for you guys to chew on, and that is that for 2026, I'm going to recommend that alternating every second month, that we have a GP alternating with a GP on Zoom. So an in-person meeting, following month GP on Zoom. Following meeting in person, following meeting and on Zoom. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll just go back to the normal way. Just 1 second there, Bruce. The whole point of my reasoning is that we get a lot of NTRs for the fellas who are coming, who do show up. We also get a lot of regrets, and it could be for tonight, Gary called and he said he wasn't feeling good. So I called him on the trip back down here tonight. I says, "You okay?" And he says, "Well, he just had a taxing day and he just didn't want to leave the house." So I thought about that too. And it could be that you've had a taxing day and you just can't get here, and it could improve. So I just want to try it as an experiment in 26. I'm going to bring it up at the next GP because it gives you guys a chance to think about it and give some proposals or suggestions. And if it doesn't fly, it doesn't fly. I'm just throwing it out there to see if it might be something we try and it would be easier on everybody. And if it doesn't work, then we just come back to the regular monthly meetings. But I think it might bring more people into the meetings, especially on a Zoom meeting, if we do it every second month and alternating. Bruce, you were going to ask me something?
I really like that idea. The only thing I'll add to that, and I know it's gonna be a pain for you, is I would recommend bi-weekly emails about that. Just bug the hell out of us. This week it's on Zoom, this week it's at the,
Yeah.
establishment. But I mean like every other week, because otherwise I'm gonna forget, and if
And I do that as secretary. I send a reminder out a couple of days before about this meeting anyway, so that would be part of it. And so if you guys, we can have another chat at the December meeting and we can thrash it out a little more. I just want you to think about it.
I'll take two more
Stephen?
questions.
No, sir, excuse me. We'll take as many questions as they want.
You didn't want any discussion?
If they got
You
a
did?
question,
Okay.
we can ask a question.
Oh, very well. I believe you were first.
Why don't we do both simultaneously?
Do you want?
Hybrid.
Yeah.
We've got a TV, we've got computers, it goes right up on the computer and everybody's part of it. So you still continue to have, like, I like getting out of the house. I work from home, I work on, it's not Zoom, but I work on Zoom all day. This is nice for me. I can't always make it, like I didn't make it the last one because I had an event, but I like getting out of the house. I'd be happy to sit here and have a conversation with people like Gary who just doesn't want to go home or doesn't want to leave the house.
That's
Had a
good.
long day, I don't feel like going home. Like,
That'd be another one to bring up at the next GP to discuss. We'll bring it all together at that meeting.
Good idea.
And I like that too, but let's all bring all these ideas together. I'm just throwing it out there for the next meeting, okay? It's just for you guys to think about. Steve, you had a question?
Yeah, just thinking forward with your, I like where you're going with the suggestion, but we have to factor in planning around candidates.
And
Meet
we've worked
in
that,
person.
sure, and we've worked that into the details.
But building on George's perhaps even better suggestion, we don't have to worry about the candidates. We just have to worry that we have enough bodies here and not electronic bodies.
and that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, so, well, that's a problem we'll have to try to figure out how to solve.
Right.
So, great suggestion, perhaps an even better building on that. I like it, thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So we'll save that for further discussion at the GP. The next GP is going to be at my home on Saturday, the 13th of December.
My birthday.
Okay, it's going to be on Sunday the. I'm sorry, but no fucking cake for you.
I want a cake like that. Better be cake.
So.
It could be a pie.
I assume there's going to be a board of investigation or whatever to make sure that I put me through my paces. So whoever's on that board can let me know what time they want to meet. But I'm going to schedule the GP for 1 p.m. to approximately 3 or 4. I'll be putting out food and refreshments, and so you're all welcome to attend. I'll be giving my final annual report as secretary that day, and I just putting it out there. I'll be in the summons as per usual, but so the next meeting will be on the 13th of December.
Mike?
I have a question. Why is it your final? Are you not just going in the chair for a year or two and then going to be secretary again?
Who knows what will happen?
Well, then it's not your final.
It was my final in this.
of the year.
What are you trying to say?
Well, I thought you were stepping away completely.
Oh no! I'm going to run for something in the next election. The officers in the chili cook-off we all know about. The memorial service is well in hand. I regret that I can't send out the sheet till I get my damn computer back, and once I do, I'll send that out. But if anybody's got any questions, give me a call just to go over and cover anything. Brian, I'm going to ask you. I can't recall, but I think I asked you if you would sit in the secretary's chair when I go to the east. I did ask you that, right? Yeah, you're going to do the roll call. I believe we've only got one person, and that was Gord Procunier, who passed away in the past year. So that'll be the only person on the roll call. And lastly, Billy Veach. Regrettably, I received 3 calls this week from him, 2 in one night. One is at 11:30 p.m. and then again half an hour later to midnight. And yeah, I looked at my phone. Oh no! So I didn't answer, but he left 2 messages. One was to say hello, how are you? And the second call half an hour later was, I'm just checking to make sure my phone's working. So God bless him. I'm sorry. But I had a word with Bill Paul on the weekend about that, because that's not the first time I've been getting calls.
Yeah, I got calls too from him.
Yeah, and but I've been during the daytime I call him back and we chat, and so because of him I'm reviving the chestnuts, because that's a big thing for him, and so we usually travel from house to house, me, Kuberovic, Billy Veach, and Gary's, to have the chestnuts, but I think I'm going to see if we can't get an evening here in the library. If not, we'll just have it in my house. Doesn't matter.
It's just getting Billy out.
It'd
That's
be
the
easier
thing.
to have it at Billy's place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a good idea.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Then he doesn't have to worry about going out.
Traveling,
Doesn't have to
Wilma.
worry about him.
That's an even better idea. I'll ask.
Keeping them in house.
Yeah. So again, it'll be, once we select a date, it'll be in the January summons. We usually meet every couple of months for the chestnuts. That's what we call ourselves. We haven't done it in almost 2 years, only because I was sick last year and I just couldn't really do it. But we're going to get back into it, mainly because of Billy. All right, I've got enough on my plate, but I can afford a night off to play chess, and Billy always kicks my ass, and so that's fine with me. I do have a degree lineup prepared for 2026. I've shared, and I've got my degree team, or not my degree team, my officers lineup already prepared. I've shared it with Worship Brother Stephen. So if anybody's got any questions about my plans for 2026, I do have a working plan that I'll present at the GP in December. And I look forward to hopefully getting elected, unless somebody steps forward, Brock. That's it for me.
Thank you. It's my turn. A couple of things. One, I'd like to thank the Lodge for their indulgence. This last quarter, I've been very busy Masonically, and as I said earlier, I wouldn't be able to be in senior warden's chair in Lodge consistently, and you have stepped up, and I'm in your debt. Thank you. It's meant a great deal for my other bodies, so I'm in your debt. The other thing is, without beating a horse, I know that our last meeting was less than ideal. I think we're all painfully aware of it. The year is coming to an end. I think the new year is the time to reset it. I take blame for it because I'm part of the senior quorum. I think we all have a piece to share, and it's up to us to right the ship. And the senior man here wants to do it. And that's all I got to say to that. That's in the past. And that's all I have to say. Next would be Right Worshipful Brother Stephen Badger.
Saturday I was at the first and second degree. The first degree by our Masons and the second degree by the Michigan Masons. Wasn't too bad. Little fumbles here and there. Second degree in Michigan is nothing like our second degree. And it was more like a first degree. They came in blindfolded. The old clap when you see light. There was a line in there from installation with Amos, and there's some really strange stuff. The only thing that they have in common is the password and the word. That's it. Everything else is totally different. So it took us an hour and a half to do a second degree, and luckily the Grand Master of Michigan we just opened right in the degree. There was no knocks or anything like that, and then he just closed it down right by proclamation at the end. So it was only an hour. So it was pretty interesting. Got a nice little pin out of the whole thing. Another thing, I think we should talk at this meeting before we start planning social events, right? Because we've had 2 social events that one was canceled, one didn't do well, because of not enough time was afforded to it for people to get interested. Small events, like I would like to organize bowling at Splitsville. Doesn't take anything, we don't have to have a minimum. If 2 people show up, it runs. 40 people show up, it runs. But if we have to have an event where there's a minimum, and we don't have the minimum already, why are we running it? Right? And also look at, what are we going up against? So Super Bowl. Well, there's Super Bowl parties all over the place. What's gonna bring them to our Super Bowl party? And if it's only a month and a half to plan it, it's not gonna happen. Same with Halloween. It was Friday night of Halloween. We lost everybody who's got kids, and probably everybody who's got grandkids. So that leaves us with nobody. So we have to hope that other people from other lodges are gonna fill up our numbers. It's not gonna, we shouldn't be doing it. Because in the end, people are going, oh, I was gonna sign up for that. Yeah, we had to cancel it. Or it bombed. So like a black eye for us, right? If we wanna lead as a strong lodge, canceling social events is not gonna be good going forward. So I would suggest that, from now on, we all discuss it here before we go, okay, we're gonna do this. Because, right, I think Adrian had a couple people contacted and booked tickets for the Halloween party. He's like, yeah, no, sorry, it's canceled. So I would keep that going forward for next year. Social events are not anything that we have to improve upon. It's other things in our lodge. So I would say whatever social events we have, I think we're just beating the same guys over the head coming to our social events. You're just gonna fatigue everybody and say, well, I was at this last month, I only want this month, and every 2 months, 3 months, have a big event. I think that's good for everybody, because everybody's busy. They've got other events going on. And lastly, if Ed is elected as the master, I put my name forward for secretary. If you will elect me. So, that's it.
Good, thank you. Thank you. Worshipful Brother Mike Martin,
What do you want me to say?
whatever you want.
No, it's all good. Just to add to Steve's comments about events, we may want to consider rotating. So 1 year have the Halloween, the next year wait a couple months to do something different, right? So not do the same things every year, rotate it around. So get them in maybe in a 2 or 3 year plan, but I mean, just so people don't get tired of going to the same event.
That sounds like long-range planning.
Anyhow, yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't be there for the official visit, and I'm looking forward to the installation. Then I head south, so after that, I won't be here in January, February, so beg my absence, your forgiveness, but yeah, we just got to, like a number of people have already said, we just have to kind of put our foot forward and move forward, right? Think things out, don't just do it. For anybody that's in the chair or even in the senior warden and junior warden, in fact, I'm going to say all the way back to deacons, take the worshipful master course that Grand Lodge offers, that role of worshipful master. It's really worth the time. That 4 hours of you're there doing that, but I mean, you pick up so many things, especially when you're, as you'll know, especially going in the chair again, but planning ahead of time, right? So, and did you find any value to it? I know you kind of took it and you were in the chair, but
Yep.
Would
That
have
was
been
in
nice
London, yeah.
yeah, would have been nice to have taken it ahead of time. So anyways, something to think about. There are things out there, and you've got a lot of past masters here, right? So bounce things off people, get an idea. Is this kosher? Should we try this? Is this worth trying it? So don't fall on the sword yourself. Talk to people, and there's always a way out of getting out of things, right? That's it.
Okay, thank you. Brother Cal Burke.
Nothing.
Disappointed.
Brother George Wilcox.
Oh,
Brother or treasurer?
What's that? His brother.
To your point about the event, we mentioned it already. Trip and I were looking at doing a wine wine tasting. Rent a van. I've been going through. I haven't really started the planning yet. It's not going to be cheap. Like they've all jacked their prices up, like a lot. When I did it the last time, I did it for my mother-in-law's 70th birthday, and I mean, it wasn't cheap. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't cheap because we brought a lot home with us. Because you drink a few glasses of wine, and then your wallet gets a little looser, and
Buy a case.
yeah. And guess what? The tasting was free.
Yeah.
So, all that to say, if it makes sense, I'll put a budget together to see if we need to go forward with it.
I like that, yeah. I really like it. Sounds good.
Because it's,
What's the approximate per person?
I mean, it's looking like $25 per tasting right now. So if we do 4 tastings, that's $200 or that's $100 right there for tastings.
Alright.
Plus lunch, plus the van. Although the place I would intend to go for lunch, being Ridgepoint, is they just throw stuff at you. It ends up being a lot cheaper once you get there, but we kind of have to. It'll take some massaging because to do it all in place.
What about going down to one of those make your own wine places?
That's what I'm saying.
Get the guys from some of the crime families there to bring over some good sandwiches and pizza.
Go to McNabb.
Cheese.
Fucking Lucille Ball in the wine and the grapes.
That's it for me.
Okay, thank you. Bruce Hanna.
This new business?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 things then. So I'll start with the negative and I'll end with the positive. How's that? So I don't want to be the guy that's standing in the circle kicking. So I don't. Nobody takes this that way, but I'm going to concur with JJ that last month was an absolute embarrassment and shit show. I didn't get into this stuff. You guys know me well enough that I don't usually talk about this, but I'm pissed. So 2 months in a row. I step up night, and last month I was to do the senior deacon's work, and both times it just flopped on the face. So that kind of pisses me off. Now, I'm not saying it's all of our work. It's not. It's not all in our worshipful master, not by any stretch. The JJ mentioned we had 35 guests or so in attendance, and we couldn't close lodge properly. What the fuck is with that? I mean, come on now. I mean, every single person in this room 10 times a year is watching us. I could have done it, and I'm the new guy, right? So that's inexcusable, and it's not just on John, it's on a lot of our senior members. So I talked to Ed about it, and we had 2 practices. And the thing that I personally have noticed with the practices, when I went, we were all worried that I could do the dance in the West, and everybody was freaking out that I took 1 step back and Dave took 2, and nobody gave a shit that night about how many steps I took in front of the worshipful master. What I would propose to the group is that for senior positions, we have a practice. So we can close an open lodge, so we can get through the basic stuff. I went to Electric Lodge a couple years ago, and when I was at Electric Lodge, it was an installation night. They were doing a 1st degree, and the worshipful master at that lodge didn't even know the obligation. He basically had to be how do you become a worshipful pastor and screw up the 1st degree obligation? It's an absolute shambles. It is an absolute shambles. So I get it. Guys like me, my first time at senior deacon, I'm going to need help, but I don't mind, and I think everybody accepts that there's going to be errors and prompting in that. But I think there are certain roles that should not have prompting at all, and certain roles that should be rock solid if we're going to sit in these chairs. So that's my piece on that. Again, I don't want to get into the habit of kicking people and pointing fingers, because because I think a lot of us are reflecting that. And as I said to Ed, I genuinely walked out of that night feeling like I was the only guy that practiced it. And I don't know why we had 2 practices, right? So that's that stuff. As George was talking, I had a great idea on maybe this is not the best time, but would anybody be interested in a range day? Like a Sunday afternoon, we go blasting caps up at Urban Tactical. We could call it Guns, God, and Gals.
Brantford.
Yeah, up in Brantford, yeah. I mean,
I'll go shoot some stuff.
yeah, you wanna go blast some caps?
Sure.
It's probably when I'm this angry, just probably not a good idea to talk about it.
Is that like real rifles and guns?
Yeah, so Urban Tactical, it's, if you want the price, I think the basic price is like $80. You shoot 5 different guns, it's usually like, 2-3 handguns, couple rifles.
50 cal and some others.
Well, they don't allow the 50 cal any longer. And if anybody cares, that's how you cure liberal on anti-gun. Is let her shoot a 50 cal, because that's what worked on mine. But I don't mind arranging it. I'm thinking maybe spring. I can call them. We can probably leverage them for a deal on the price and maybe some ammo and stuff. So I'm just throwing that out there. So anybody would be
Well, as Mike previously said, it's time to maybe start changing up.
Exactly, it's just something a little fresher, and I think maybe some of the younger guys might be more interested in shooting guns than playing golf, right?
And it sounds like maybe this is an event that isn't,
Sanctioned.
no, sanctioned or not, it's not the point. But to Steve's point, it doesn't need to, you don't need 100
Be
meters.
recognized.
No.
Sorry.
CC guy.
And if anybody thinks $80 is expensive, consider a 20-round magazine, a 20-round box of 30 shells will cost you $50.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad.
It's a good day, and I'll tell you, when I take new people shooting, I like going there because they're professional, they're all former police, and they teach you well, and they're safe, so.
Just getting it out there, I'm not it for running around in the deer costume.
Not it. Forget it, that was my plan.
Yours would be a moose.
I'm sure.
Giraffe.
And is that it for you?
That is me.
Perfect. And last, Adrian, hey.
Thank you. To your point, Bruce, the time to practice is on your toilet at home. The time to rehearse is when we're together. That's all. You always practice on your own. So let's get down to calling it a rehearsal, because that's pretty much what it is. I heard from James Zimmerman. He's going to be stepping out. He's getting really overwhelmed at work. He's in the home run now. And he's lost a couple of people off of his team, so he's doing triple the work, so he can only spread himself so thin. So he's going to be withdrawing a little bit of work. He's still going to be able to volunteer every so often at the blood clinic. It knocks us down because it looks like Glenn is also gone as volunteering as well. So that takes it down to Brian, Badge, myself, James, Gary. We need some more people in there, and not just from Humurray. It's as a blood donor chain, I'm going to try and promote and get as many people as we can out here, not just to donate, but to volunteer as well. If you can't donate, well, come and volunteer. It's just as good. Yeah, it absolutely is.
Free snacks.
I had a fantastic day. I did my Merton Lodge of Perfection a couple of Saturdays ago, and thoroughly enjoyed that. So thank you to everybody who put that on and made it such a wonderful experience for us. Now, I wasn't at the official visit, but I was doing some thinking, and I wrote a few things down, just about the way Masonry is going. Point 1, empty seats and same faces. When attendance drops and you can already guess who's going to show up, that's when complacency is already set in. No new candidates. If no one's knocking on the door, the problem isn't the time, it's that the world no longer sees our light. We're not doing enough out there to promote ourselves. Meetings without meaning. When business overshadows brotherhood and ritual turns into routine, the craft just becomes paperwork. We've kind of lost that spark. I talked to the Grand Secretary, and we were talking about getting new members. We said we've never had a problem getting candidates. We've never had a problem getting new members for Masonry. we have a problem maintaining them. We have a 30% retention, which means we have a 70% loss. For any business, you're done in 5 years at that. So the problem that, from what I can see as a junior member looking from the outside in, all these really well respected past masters and Grand Lodge officers, we're stamping on our own seedlings. We get these young guys in, new members, I say young guys, new members, and instead of, it's difficult to approach a group like this who are all alpha males, who are all high rankers, can hold their own, and the idea is to bring men into here and to improve them and to build them, to make them the Solomon, the sun and the moon, the outside and the inside, is to build them up into better people. We can't let these new members just drift off into the ether. And that's the problem. This cliquey gang, we've got the most important Mason that we have is the entered apprentice. He's the future every single time, and and even Lou agrees, like, you're absolutely right. So, leadership vacuum. When the same few brothers keep wearing all the collars, or worse, no one wants to wear them at all. We've lost purpose. What are we going for then? You can go to the movies and spend $25-30 a night, which is what it costs to come and sit in one of our meetings. $20 a night. If you come in here and you're not enjoying it, what's the point in coming back? We're in a situation now where we're to the point where we'll take anybody. We should be that good that people want to be like us and want to join us. Not that we're that bad that we're going to have to take anybody and just send anybody through. This doesn't really apply to us, but it applies to Masonry in general. Silence outside the lodge. A lodge that does not communicate, post, or engage with the community is already invisible, already gone. That's not us. We have an active social scene out there. We're always getting together, we're hanging out, we enjoy each other's company. It's not just to get together every once a month and say, how are you and how's things? We're brothers, we're family, we're all together. So we're enjoying that. This is the last one. No vision beyond survival. If the only goal is we just need members, we've already missed the point. So we're year after year we're doing the same thing. We're trying to get candidates, we're getting people to do work, and that candidate, they disappear. Like for the many people that we've got to pass and still to be raised and things, we're not even getting them to be Master Masons now. We're not even getting them to be fellow crafts. So we have to internalize and say, what are we doing wrong? How do we address this situation and re-inspire these people and say, oh yeah, the Masons, right, well, so tell me about that. What do you do there? And we've got to be able to sell ourselves. He said, oh, I can't tell you anything like that. You know, it's that closed door mentality that has got us to where we are right now. Such as yourself, you didn't know your grandfather was a Mason.
Both of them.
Right?
I didn't know my dad was a Mason.
Right? But those days are gone. You know, we're at the point now where we can be open about what we do. I always tell people it's like being married. Everybody knows I'm married, but only I know what goes on there. It's just like this Mason right here. That's it, guys. Please donate blood. It's in you to give. Thank you.
And it's a lot of fun.
It is.
And that's a wrap. Motion to adjourn.
I'd like to speak.
Okay, one.
I would like to thank everybody for their candor. At the beginning of the year, I had asked Brock to be my devil's advocate because we were getting recommendations or requests to do stuff, and we just rubber stamped them. And I had asked him to be the devil's advocate, to ask the tough questions, and be the jerk to question stuff so that we could go through and make sure that it did make sense. And Brock has always done that, and I respect him when he spoke up at the meeting and had an issue with my dad's work. JJ, Steve, Bruce, I respect all of your opinions. You are correct. To my dad's defense, he had volunteered to help out, and I had been working with him, and he had known his stuff. And that night, He didn't know what was going on. Today, I brought him to a physiotherapy appointment. He didn't know about it. He ended up pissing his pants because he didn't realize that he had to go to the bathroom. He was standing in the bathroom, and I had to open up the door and get him out. He had no idea what he was doing there. So I am seeing a very rapid decline in my dad over the last 2 months. And I do not expect him to survive Christmas.
Oh.
So,
Hey, I love your father. He is a fantastic guy.
and he loves being an entered apprentice, and he would have stayed there forever.
Yep.
He enjoys going place to place and just having people call him brother and be there. He wanted to help out. He thought he could. I had asked several brethren here. I had asked the Grand Secretary. I had asked the District Deputy Grand Master. It all seemed good. But that night, he didn't know where he was. And he doesn't know where he was today. So I apologize for that. But I do appreciate you stepping in. I thought he could do better. He couldn't. I gave it up. And yes, it was an embarrassment. It was embarrassing to me. He doesn't remember anything of it. He thinks he went through.
That was the only good thing about the night, was he was oblivious to the fact that what was going on. He didn't realize he'd been kicked out and he wasn't going to go through, and he was completely oblivious, and we outside were nourishing that thought. Just whatever you wanted to talk about, you talked about home, you started talking about this, and then you talked about home, and you started talking about this. I'll have that conversation with him a dozen times if I have to.
Yeah.
Because he was happy in his place, in his own world.
Thank God.
Been dealing with that myself, and
You've been through that, right?
and again. Edit. Motion.
I know you got the motion, but I have a couple of things. One, I want off the record, but the next one is on John's topic. I spoke with John.
Off the record?
No, it's going to be on the record. I spoke with John last week with regards to the minutes for the meeting. I was working on the minutes, and it occurred to me that if I put all the details, such as his dad and so on, and Brock's motion, Glenn and so on, in the minutes, it would be in history. And I don't really think that that's part of the history. So I asked John what he thought, and now I'm asking you guys. My proposal is for the minutes for that meeting is that we open in the second and close in the second.
Fine,
Second.
fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just leave it at that. Everything else is detailed. But the other last thing is now we can have the notice motion or the motion to close, but I do have one thing that's got to be off the record.
Excuse me, what about putting in that you, at his request, you opened in the second, the brother failing in health wanted to see if he could remember his parts.
If we do that, to me, it's just pointing it out. That's all. And,
Okay, all right.
you know, it's still people will still ask. Anybody reads in the future, they might even ask what happened, and then, you know, then his dad's name comes up, and I just
You
think,
don't have to put his name. Just,
no, but in the
Yeah.
future,
Okay, yeah.
I think it's
all right.
just open in the second, close in the second, simple.
Yep.
It's gone. You know, if that's okay with you guys.
Yep.
So are we off the record? No.
Do you want it during the meeting?
Oh no, not during the meeting.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn. Done.
Just first, one other thing, most of us know Ryan Boyd.
Yep.
And Evans, currently, so